Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Ohio University ceremonial mace, which is carried by the chair of the Faculty Senate, Dr. Beth Quitzland. The arrival of the mace marks the official opening of this Ohio University commencement ceremony. We ask that you remain standing for the procession of the platform party, the presentation of the colors, and the singing of the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ohio University's annual commencement exercises. As chair of the Board of Ohio University, I am privileged to convene the 2015 commencement ceremony, and to welcome the graduates who are being honored today, members of their families, and their friends. Now I am pleased to introduce the presentation of the colors, which will be escorted by our Army ROTC and our Air Force ROTC. Following the presentation, please join Ms. Sarah Richardson, who is graduating this morning with a Bachelor of Music for the singing of our national anthem. She will be accompanied by the talented musicians seated behind the platform party, the Ohio University Wind Symphony, under the direction of Dr. Andrew Traskell, Associate Professor of Music and Director of Bands.
Please be seated. To the class of 2015, welcome to your graduation! As president of Ohio University and on behalf of our faculty and staff, I am delighted to welcome family, friends, and most especially our graduates to this morning's commencement ceremony. As we begin this ceremony, I would like to recognize the distinguished guests who are with us today. I ask that they stand as I introduce them and remain standing. Audience, please hold your applause until all guests have been introduced. I am pleased to welcome members and officials of Ohio University's Board of Trustees, our academic officials, our administrative officials, our representative from the Faculty Senate, student representatives, and our speaker for this morning, Mr. Keith Wandell. Please be seated. You've already met the important people seated behind the platform party, the Ohio University Wind Symphony and Dr. Traxel. I would also like to acknowledge some special guests who are seated to my left in the lower balcony, members of my executive staff, guests of our platform party, and our special honorees. I would especially like to recognize Ohio University trustee Janelle Simmons and the mayor of Columbus, Michael Coleman. It is also my honor to introduce the fine faculty of Ohio University. Will you please stand and be recognized? "2015 represents the 200th anniversary of our first commencement. 200 years ago, our first graduates received their diplomas. As today's graduates, you will stand on their shoulders. You are a living testament to the transformative power of an Ohio University degree. Contrary to this morning's ceremony, which will graduate 1,584 students, Ohio University's first commencement had a class of 2. John Hunter and Thomas Ewing. Following the untimely death of John Hunter just 1 year later, Thomas Ewing became the sole alum and hence the hope of Ohio University's inaugural class. He did not disappoint. Thomas Ewing's graduation from Ohio University served as a springboard for a life of impact. As a United States Senator, as Secretary of Treasury, as Secretary of Interior, and as an advisor to 4 United States presidents. Yes. Not bad for one of our first 2 alums. 2 centuries later, his example continues to be a point of pride for Ohio University and an inspiration to the millions of graduates who have followed in his footsteps. I suspect that when your name is called later this morning, you will feel a sense of pride and accomplishment in your Ohio University journey. But I hope you will also feel a deep sense of responsibility to your family, your friends, your neighbors, your communities, and to the generations of Bobcats who will follow in your footsteps. Like Thomas Ewing, I hope that you will reach for the highest star as a graduate of Ohio University. Like Thomas Ewing, I hope that your Ohio University degree serves as a springboard for a life of impact. This is the journey we have prepared you for. This is the journey we celebrate today. Graduates, this is your day. We honor your achievement, your commitment, and your passion. And we welcome you with open arms into the Ohio University alumni family. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Much has changed in the 2 centuries that have passed since our first graduation. Wooded trails have evolved into beloved brick walkways. Our colonial roots have given way to 21st century innovations. And thanks in part to our commencement speaker, horses have given way to Harleys. I now ask Executive Vice President and Provost Pam Benoit to come forward to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Mr. Keith Wandel.
Mr. Keith Wandel is a renowned corporate executive who graduated with a bachelor's degree in business administration from Ohio University in 1972. He spent much of his career with Johnson Controls, a global manufacturer of automotive, power, and building solutions, where he rose to become president and chief operating officer. Mr. Wandel was named CEO of Harley-Davidson in May 2009 in the midst of a nationwide financial crisis that saw the demand for motorcycles plummet. But under Mr. Wandel's leadership, Harley-Davidson developed and implemented a strategy that successfully transformed the 112-year-old company, restored its financial strength, and positioned it for continued growth. As CEO of one of the world's most recognizable brands, Mr. Wandel believes that the key to organizational success is strong leadership at all levels. He's championed extensive leadership training at Harley-Davidson among management staff and has encouraged ongoing leadership education throughout the company. Mr. Wandel serves on the board of Constellation Brands and Dana Holding. He was named Power Sports Executive of the Year in 2013 and Executive of the Year by the Milwaukee Business Journal in 2011. I also recently learned that today marks his first day of retirement from Harley-Davidson. I know. I can't think of a better way to celebrate retirement than with 1,584 of your newest fellow alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Keith Wandel.
Good morning. And thank you, Dr. Benoit, for those kind words. And I can promise you that part of what she said about me is partially true. And I'd like to thank Dr. McDavis, the trustees and faculty, for inviting me to speak at this year's commencement. I'm deeply honored. But before I start, I might just mention that myself, my family, and some friends walked last night to the Smiling Skull. And, you know, being part of the Harley family, I can tell you I've been in some pretty interesting venues in my life. And this one rates right at the top. And if I'm a parent of one of you, I'm sort of glad that you're getting out of here. But really, congratulations to each and every one of you. What an accomplishment. The 200th graduating class of Ohio University. You know, today represents one of those really big moments in life. And each and every one of you should be proud of what you've accomplished through hard work and perseverance. And I also think that we should acknowledge that there have been many people who have helped and supported you along the way. A special thanks should go to the parents, the grandparents, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, friends, and extended families who have helped you get to this point. In many ways, the rest is up to you. You know, I'm certain that every one of you have very special memories of Ohio University that will stay with you the rest of your life, and I certainly do. First, I remember living right here in the Convocation Center during my sophomore year, and so in some ways, you know, this feels like being home to me. I remember in 1970 the demonstrations that followed the Kent State shootings and the subsequent closing of the school, and the fact that we finished our classes by mail that year. I remember the 1970 basketball team that beat both the number 16 Ohio State and a number 13 Purdue, who had all-time great Rick Mount playing, beat him right here in the Convocation Center. On our way to an NCAA berth where we played Notre Dame in the first game with All-American Austin Carr, who scored 61 points, more than our entire team. That didn't work out so well for us Bobcats. And in 1969, I remember being across the street at the Grover Center the night that we had the television feed with hundreds and hundreds of other students watching on television the lottery, when we moved from a military draft to a lottery in the middle of the Vietnam War. Just to name a few of those memories. And as you prepare to leave this cocoon of the college environment, you will soon realize that it's a big world full of challenges, responsibilities, and opportunities. And I remember that moment very vividly. And in some ways, I felt lost. And I remember thinking, what now? Well, in what seems like the blink of an eye, 43 years later, a lot has happened. Much has changed, and yet some things remain the same. And I'd like to just take a few moments to share with you some of the learnings in my life and career that sort of shaped my career in business. First, and maybe most importantly, after having traveled extensively around the world and conducted business in virtually every region of the world, there's no doubt in my mind that we have all had the privilege to live in the greatest and most prosperous country in the world. A country that's been built by many who have come before us, worked hard, and provided great leadership, in a country where every generation has had a higher standard of living than the previous generation. And each of you chose to attend college to prepare for a career and to get ready for that big world. But in my mind, today is about more than receiving a diploma. It's about more than graduating from college or preparing for a career. It's about our collective future. It's about the next generation of leaders who are going to answer the higher calling of securing our future. And my sincere hope is today that each of you are thinking about being a leader, no matter what career path you choose. And why, you might ask? Because it's what makes the difference between being good and being great. And from my experience, leadership is largely a learned talent, and it starts with making a simple decision. The decision is, do I want to be a leader? You know, just like most, if not all of us, who have gone online to buy something, and we click through the various pages, and we get to that last line that says, if you agree to the terms and conditions, click yes. And less than 7% of all of us who've done that have read the fine print. And the same holds true about leadership. People are asked in life if they want to be a leader, and they click yes for the wrong reasons. It's not about a bigger office or more important job or a bigger title. It's about an obligation and hard work. You know, what true leaders sign up for is to be a servant leader. It's about more than serving your own personal needs. And don't get me wrong, that's important. But it goes way beyond that. It's about helping others achieve their dreams and providing an environment where others can grow and families can be more secure and the communities where we live and work can be more prosperous. Servant leaders are committed to building a community of leaders so that no matter what organization you're part of, there will be great leaders at all levels, whether it's a company, a hospital, a university, or government. True leaders sign up to live a life by a strict code of ethics and behavioral values, the most important of which arguably is integrity. Integrity in every interaction you have every day. You know, I grew up in Lima, Ohio, attended Shawnee school system, and I remember in the 7th grade, we had a guidance counselor, and I still remember this to this day, was talking about integrity and doing things right versus doing things wrong, and there was an easel with a white piece of paper, and she took a pencil and she drew a line on it, and she said, "This represents an act that lacks integrity," and then she took an eraser, and she erased it, and she said, "You see, it's still there," and she erased it, and no matter how hard she tried to erase it, there was that faint line that would never go away. You know, integrity is even more important in the digital age in which we live today. In 2013, the education minister of Germany, Annette Schiavon, resigned from her position after a 30-year career, successful career in government, because an anonymous blogger had exposed apparent plagiarisms in her PhD thesis, which had been written 33 years earlier. And I'm only bringing up this incident to make a point that while integrity has also been the #1 attribute of successful leaders, it's even more important in the new digital age, where those lines that my guidance counselor talked about and warned would never go away, today will be etched electronically forever for all to see. So integrity in everything you do, in every interaction you have, remember, there are no do-overs. And the outcome of integrity is trust, and people must trust you in order to follow you. And I've learned in my career that to build trust, others must see 3 things: transparency, fairness, and consistency. Seems very simple, but I have found very few who do it well. And if these attributes are not exhibited every time, every day, you will fail as a leader. And be authentic. You know, be yourself. It's so important. You know, Benjamin Franklin said that there are 3 things extremely hard: steel, diamonds, and to know oneself. I learned in my career that we all perceive ourselves differently than others perceive us. And so we have to remain open to feedback and to reflect on our strengths and weaknesses. And always be accountable to yourself and to others. The accountability that you want to see in any organization or even your family starts with you. Learn to communicate clearly. Communication is connection and inspiration, and it's where leadership lives and breathes. None of us have ever won anyone's heart with a PowerPoint presentation. And never, never, never lose your sense of humor. And if you don't have one, I would suggest that you find one, because you are going to need it. So looking forward, I am certain that many of you are questioning what's next. I haven't mentioned Harley-Davidson this morning, but I would like to mention one point. During the dark days of the 2008 and 2009 recession, we coined the phrase, the other side of fear is courage. And I would encourage you today not to fear what's next, but to meet every challenge with courage. I mentioned earlier a lot of things have changed and some things have remained the same, and one of the things that remains the same today is that we still live in a world where fulfilling our dreams is possible. My sincere hope is that each and every one of you have bigger dreams today than you've ever had, and that you continue to work to fulfill those dreams and to help others fulfill theirs as well by leading in a great way. The things that I've just mentioned today, and I wish I would have known more when I graduated from college, are not complicated solutions to problems, or just simple common sense ideas, beliefs, and values that will make a difference in your life. And you will find that common sense isn't always so common. I'm often asked to talk in various venues about leadership and what it means, the power of great leadership, and I'm often asked, Keith, do you think you're a great leader? And my answer is always no. But I get up every day of my life trying to learn to be a better leader. And as you graduate from college today, I would sincerely encourage each of you to make today not the end of your learning experience, but the beginning of your learning journey. President John F. Kennedy once said, "Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other." So in closing, today is a very special day for each of you, and it's an equally special day for me. In the spring of 1972, I did not get to attend the graduation ceremony at OU, and had finished classes, was off to a job, and as the years went on, it was something that I sincerely regretted. So today fulfills one of my dreams, getting to participate in an OU commencement. Dr. McDavis, thank you for that, and thanks to each and every one of you for allowing me to share this special day with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith, for those inspiring words and great advice. Graduates, before we award the degrees you have worked so very hard to earn, I would like to take a moment to recognize those of you who have distinguished yourself through your studies. Would those graduating cum laude please stand? Now, those who are graduating magna cum laude, please stand. And those graduating summa cum laude, please stand. Graduates, each of you is achieving a personal milestone today. and each of you has had special support in achieving your educational goal, as Mr. Wandel talked about. With this in mind, I ask that you now rise and express your gratitude to everyone in the audience who has supported you during your educational endeavor. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I now invite everyone to please stand, and join Ms. Richardson in the singing of the Ohio University alma mater. She will be accompanied by the Ohio University Wind Symphony. Please be seated. Please join me in showing appreciation for the wonderful work of Ms. Richardson, Dr. Traxel, and the Ohio University Wind Symphony. It is now my great honor to confer degrees upon the Ohio University graduating class of 2015. Dr. Benoit, will you please present our graduates?
Dr. McDavis, it is my privilege to present the candidates for associate's and bachelor's degrees. Graduates, will you please rise? President McDavis, these students have completed all of the requirements of their associate's and bachelor's degree programs. I therefore have the honor of presenting them to you for the conferral of their degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Ohio University Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degrees that your respective studies have merited, with all the privileges and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Graduates, it is my honor to welcome you into the family of Ohio University alumni. You may now move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations, graduates. Following the receipt of your degrees, the 2015 commencement of Ohio University will stand adjourned. Please be seated. You will be called to the platform by your dean.
Will faculty from the Scripps College of Communication please come forward and prepare to greet the graduates of our college. Students in the Scripps College of Communication, please proceed to the platform.
Dakota Frederick Gerard.
Chloe Zolgarnain.
Alexander Christopher Conrad.
Victoria Amber Simikov.
Christopher Michael Denzel.
Brittany May Ringsheiser.
Allison Offenberger.
Jeffrey Edward Tiki.
Kia Marie Gerhardt.
Cassie Faith Sharp.
Sarah Nicole Jameson.
Morgan Spung.
Angela G. Cisneros.
Felicia Marie Massey.
Lucas Logan Chieftain.
Jenna Nicole Stenger.
Frederick Lawrence Dumkowitz.
Nicholas Daniel Sander.
Megan Lindsay Brickner.
Emily Grace Garrett.
Jacqueline Summer King.
Jessica Nicole Woods.
Catherine E. Cook.
Megan Shamblin.
Emily Taylor Beekman.
Mitchell John Rossiter.
Chelsea Lauren Amato.
Connor E. Ralph.
Taylor Rose Davis.
Alyssa Nedro.
Natalie Elizabeth Bowers.
Julia Moss.
Patrick J. Collins.
Kayla Lee Buskin.
Emily Erin Dennis.
Tara Shen Nolan.
Tristan Lehman Collins.
Haley Ann Smith.
Caitlin Suzanne Ferguson.
Robin Ann Hecker.
Marlise R. Baldwin.
Sarah Catherine Kramer.
Melody Ray Bryant.
Emily Ann Brockman.
Tara Elizabeth Littman.
Rachel Eileen Daub.
Alyssa Delvicchio.
Mallory Hawk.
Rachel Michelle LaCava.
Lindsay Michelle Smith.
Katie Ella Durr.
Brianna Megan Barber.
Charles Campbell Lloyd.
Lisa B. Scheffler.
Mark Payton Goldsmith.
Gabriella Lynn Marison.
Christina Marie Carzales.
Ashley Noel Marcel.
Shelby Lynn Cook.
Colin Michael Stonerook.
Andrea Justine Giffen.
Parker Joseph Raphael.
Jessica Ann Kimball.
Jordan David Barnes.
Amy E. Biggs.
Gina Nicole Wolf.
Shelley S. Barton.
Megan Elizabeth Doherty.
Emily Ann Federici.
Samuel Michael Matei.
Sarah Linda Brodzinski.
Teresa Elizabeth Mercury.
Molly Lucille Cornish.
Kirsten Elizabeth Lee Ursetti.
Kelsey Megan Dolinsky.
Betsy J. Knoll.
Morgan Ann Blank.
Bradley Richard Celesta.
Samantha Jones.
Lauren E. Perky.
Alexandria Jeanette Kreitler.
Sam F. Spire.
Melissa Ann Clark.
Maria Victoria Snyder.
Lindsay Ann Hatcher.
Sarah Ann Malone.
Kylie Nicole Jurjak.
Casey Patricia Brooks.
Natira D. Green.
Kayla Nicole Hoffman.
Emily Emma Limpert.
Andrea C. Throgmorton.
Suzanne K. Williamson.
Daniel Robert Sesko.
Hannah Michelle Joy.
Carrie Marie Tuttle.
Allison Ruth Fawcett.
Sydney Lene Noel Weimer.
Stephanie Beth Jones.
Kelsey Elizabeth Norman.
Alexa May Joyce.
Kaya Elizabeth Nealon.
Nicholas Ryan Hart.
Kathleen Claire Marinsick.
Lauren Elizabeth Lippert.
Cece Zhao.
Sarah Ann Baldwin.
Lindsay Rita Zimmerman.
Lori Joe Yortz.
Alexander Vincent Souza.
Breagan Piper Adams.
Ryan Richard Snyder.
Marissa Marine Dockham.
Sydney Catherine McEwen Good.
Allison Ashley D.
Kirsten Ann Martinez.
Kate Emily Schroeder.
Nicole Kennelly.
Lauren Elaine Greeley.
Stephanie M. Luskowski.
Hannah Lynn May.
Caitlin Jackson.
Caitlin Rebecca Dumpy.
Carissa M. Conrad.
Jocelyn Chu.
Jordan Taylor Humphrey.
Caroline Francis Glasser.
Wyatt Hughes Tucker.
Catherine Ann Dolder.
Shangle Wang.
Yinglun Lu.
Tabor Corey Wortleman.
Waiyan Hu.
Herod Cornelis Bond.
Xiuan Chen.
Sienna Joy Zola.
Ji Lu.
Evan Peter Smith.
Andrew Joseph Capandonia.
Lauren Colson Reed.
Hillary Marie Grube.
Corey James Perez.
Alexis Elaine Bartholomews.
Casey Marie Weinfertner.
Jordan Lee Simmons.
Rachel Annette Sharkey.
Rebecca Josephine Goodwin.
Parker Ogden Todd.
Ben David Matthey.
Alexandria Ann Moore.
Tracy Ann Keck.
Kelly Walsh Shear.
Alexa Catherine Jackson.
Meredith Elaine McNellis.
Megan Danielle Laird.
Holliston Seatree Todd.
Joshua Gibson.
Megan Mary Murray.
Suzanne Marie Hickson.
Brianna Marie Weibel.
Kelly Nicole Fields.
Claire Elizabeth Peterman.
Tiffany Nicole Bauer.
Rachel Lynn Potner.
Amanda Leanne Hagley.
Christopher Zane Tracy.
Zi Fu.
Eric T. Yu.
Zhangqi Zheng.
Joshua Gregory Rogers.
Charlie Edward Walter.
Morgan Regina Zielinski.
Alexandra K. Dossman.
Jacob Lee Siskel.
Matthew James Doyle.
Haley Nicole Rollinson.
Olivia Garnett Bevan.
Maura Colleen McNamee.
Mark Patrick Bobson.
Jenna Marie Prioli.
Sarah Elizabeth Kenny.
Monica Brianna Sherry.
Nathan Michael Takich.
Tian Zhu.
Kelsey Ann Hoke.
Lin Lin Zhao.
Alexandria Elizabeth George.
Kai Ying Zhu.
Regina Lynn Donizetti.
Brent Allen Siebold.
Angela Lauren Rygard.
Andrew Lee Traumer.
Emily Taylor Deeds.
Evan James Seitz.
Amy Joanne Hamilton.
Chelsea Lane Ritchie.
Lucas Michael DePriel.
Hannah Lauren Mengus.
Samuel Michael Aquilo.
Mary A. McDonald.
Tyron Orlando Griffin.
Hannah Minhee Yang.
Sarah Craven Craig.
Angelina Lynn Stevens.
John William Householder.
Kayasha Janae Reed.
Levi David Krieger.
Ariel Jade Patterson.
Rachel Lewis.
Michelle Elizabeth Robinson.
Kevin Eugene Corrigan.
Olivia Claire Usultalo.
Zachary D. Gildiani.
Amanda K. Roberts.
Ryan Gardner Gabos.
Olivia Nicole Powers.
Seth Arthur Johnson.
Jonathan S. Udozer.
Travis Boswell.
Esta Simone Williams.
Lauren Marie Casarona.
Ellis Wilson Wallinger.
James Christopher Roller.
Marissa Lynn Flippo.
Jennifer Daza Hastings.
Wen Wang.
Alexa Goidix.
Yang Wang.
Kelly Marie Hayes.
Paisha Miao.
Dercia Marcos Adamo.
Lauren Nicole Smith.
Kevin Wilson James.
Christina Marie Eilnine.
Alexander Morgan Harshaw.
Deanna Lee Schaefer.
Courtney Nicole Kyneth.
Dylan Russell Sams.
Melena Elizabeth Lewis.
Mitchell R. Toller.
Allison Louise Evans.
Alicia Michelle Schultz.
Joseph George Kernick.
Casey Lane Reed.
Delisha Iris Eminen.
Alexander Tyler Wester.
Cody Scott Lynn.
Catherine Marie Trombetti.
William Tyler Ashton.
Lauren Page Turner.
Zachary Thomas Core.
Emily Sun.
Lindsay Nicole Brinkus.
James Edward Mills.
Lucas Matthias Brenner.
Daniel Patrick Mills.
Tyler Scott Goldberg.
Aaron Michael Panos.
Thomas Carr Leatherman.
Joseph Richard Viola.
Thomas Michael Lasby.
Chase Robert Thomas.
Todd M. Thornley.
Elliot Rex Vion.
Elizabeth Courtney Dietz.
Andrew Samuel Radin.
Taylor Eva Lapoma.
Kelsey M. Reinhart.
Jacob Vaughn Desmet.
Elaine Joan Carey.
Bo Kobe.
Rochelle Lee Miller.
Erin Rebecca Host.
Hannah Marie Tobin.
Katie Ann Quinn.
Kyle Anthony Schaefer.
Elizabeth Gibson.
Andrew Arno Schumacher.
Haley Irene Nemenke.
Sean James Rudolph.
Kaylee Elizabeth Adams.
Anne Francis Watercutter.
Grace Swillhart.
Allison Marie Rumsis.
Jacob Anthony Laska.
Mallory Ray Miller.
Salvatore Sam Travaca.
Sarah Christine Walsh.
Joseph Frank Valentine.
Elena Marie Steliotis.
Colin A. Householder.
Angelica Rose Oswald.
Dylan Thomas Fraley.
Carolyn Knockman.
Jared Myers.
Kristen Marie Salaki.
Haley Nicole Baker.
John Robert Temming.
Kevin Scott Noble.
Sophie Lee Witt.
Robert Scott Ahuja.
Kyle David Rutherford.
Darren Miller.
Allison Jane Wetzel.
Cody C. Cecil.
Alexandra Nicole Fortney.
Corey Edward Bissett.
Sean Michael Sims.
Brian Daniel Lawrence.
Mary Catherine Hunter Talby.
Nicholas James Harley.
John Paisley Schwartz.
Carrie Morgan Crump.
Alexander Mary Elizabeth Newman.
Megan Lee Carnahan.
Kalis Cassandra Welch.
Rachel Ann Fryan.
Levi Michael Stroop.
Jonathan Emery Flower.
Brooke Baldy.
Anna Marquis Lawhorn.
Amanda Evelyn Puckett.
Jennifer Lauren Kirshner.
Sarah Ann Portwood.
Amanda Jo Breedlove.
Rosemarie Troyer.
Carly Elizabeth Berman.
Audrey K. Prokop.
Jenna Simone Feiner.
Avery Asa Reynolds.
Lucy Cortez Sikra.
Guy Conrad Reeb.
Frederick S. Howard.
Dante M. McDonald.
Jessica Taylor DeLuca.
Jordan Vernon Tyner.
Julia Ann Baker.
Toy Sanford.
Justin Thomas McCauley. Brian Stephen Walborn.
Jennifer Nika Nziogan.
Emily Christine Rainey.
Kelly Renee Natero.
Jillian Suzanne Hartman.
Ashley N. Maffett.
William Glenn Hartman.
Kelly Fouts.
Jeffrey Michael Wozniak.
Sarah Elizabeth Wishart.
Christopher Robert Solner.
Lindsay Michelle O'Brien.
Benjamin Gunnar Kloss.
Trent Patrick Stevens.
Taylor Charles Greaky.
Julianne Michelle Mabalian.
Nadia Maria Kurtz.
Colette Claire Whitney.
Cassandra Patricia Fate.
Alyssa Marie Pasinick.
Erin Nicole Golden.
Nicholas Richard Rees.
Seth Baker.
Samantha Jane Shaw.
Adrienne Nicole Green.
Sophia May Rich.
Marquita Ayana Briggs.
Yiyun Song.
Zainab Conde.
Chan Wong.
Kent Camille Harris.
Ashley Elaine Osborne.
Sean Anthony Blake.
Eric J. New.
Caitlin Michelle Hendershot.
Blake Scott McDonald.
Taylor Colin Patterson.
Kenneth Michael McNulty.
Samuel Wallace Speck IV.
Philip Andrew Reynolds.
Patrick Joseph McConnell.
Cody Robert Stoner.
Allie Ray Pillow.
Alexandra Lorraine Rue.
Timon Patricia Rapey.
Taylor Walker.
Lauren Nicole McClary.
Megan K. Scully.
Kaylin Camille Hartley.
Taylor Marie Stewart.
Jacob Michael Madsen.
Jessica Nicole Schokler.
Kurt Lucan Steinmuller.
Taylor Marie Petrus.
William Jeremy Robbins.
Dempsey Aaron Murphy.
Andrew Bradley Sharp.
Alexa Taylor Hayes.
James Anthony Stamatis.
Victoria Renee Pritchard.
James Ryan Shannon.
Jenna Margaret Kendall.
Aaron M. Randolph.
Samantha Sue McCoskey.
Matthew Robert Lardner.
Allison Demma Rankin.
Chad Jordan Wernick.
Maureen Catherine Bowl.
Jeffrey Michael Steifker.
Kaylee Lynn Runnels.
Kelsey Tucker.
Tiana Francine Kropko.
Cara Frasina.
Caitlin Marie Boyden.
Kelly Ann Oliver.
Sarah Elizabeth Dixon.
Erin Margaret Maldonado.
Lauren Sheamus.
Nicholas Robert Eifels.
Andrea L. Beard.
Courtney Catherine True.
Logan Elizabeth Trotman.
Emily Elizabeth Kimball.
Hannah Christine Wheelis.
Christopher Timothy Pinshot.
Jeremy Wayne Myers.
Catherine Elizabeth Schmidt.
Zachary T. Weingardner.
Joseph Stephen Colby.
Eric Lynn Singer.
Erica Elizabeth Catherine Stoibel.
Shelby Lee Ruff.
Jordan Marie Wilson.
Colin Robert Roos.
Michelle Nichols Garski.
Jessica Catherine Royer.
Connor Vance Hadley.
Zachary Keegan Baker.
Kristen Evangeline Schmidt.
Alan Carl Smith.
Anthony Michael Bacco.
Haley Irene Pearl.
Chad Daniel Linskog.
Xander Jasper Zellner.
James William Eckhart.
Dylan Scott Stewart.
Amanda Mary DePero.
Ryan Erwin Gabera.
Colin Gregory Hanner.
Terrence J. Reynolds.
Catherine Marie Kendall.
Lucas Ray Widman.
Anna Lee Dirth.
Carolyn Joyce Wall.
Sean Patrick Livingston.
Morgan Luis Overby.
Brandon Alexander Lutz.
James Michael Ryan.
Andrew James Davis.
Sarah Marie Jurdy.
Maria Elizabeth DeVito.
Joshua Aaron Jamerson.
Garrett Michael Anderson.
William Allen Hoffman.
Lauren Elizabeth Dickey.
Paris Tressell Aaron.
Catherine Renee Henger.
Avery Trey Jennings.
Barrett Lawless.
Lindsay Elizabeth Friedman.
Kyle Cameron Ellis.
Caitlin Samantha John.
Xiaoyu Dong.
Danielle Marie Limon.
Margaret Juanita Lomboy.
Colin James Cottrell.
Jordan K. Lockhart.
Sarah Elizabeth Hess.
Kaylee Marie Borovich.
Mary Catherine Johann.
Taylor Nicole Wisniewski.
Molly Keglin Doyle.
Jeffrey Robert Backstrom.
Antoine D. Crutcher.
Robert Anthony Bergmeska.
Jessica Sharon Ensley.
Haley Fox.
Sam Flynn.
Alexis Taylor Johns.
Kristen Kaylee Gramza. Lauren Ashley Gramza. Mackenzie Kathleen Brown.
Faculty of the Russ College of Engineering and Technology, please come forward and prepare to greet our graduates. Graduates of the Russ College, please approach the platform.
Joshua David Frosch.
William Garrett McCorder.
Emily Ann Blaha.
David Tyler Ruff.
Courtney Michelle Asteric.
Stephen Nicholas Sparks.
Dawn Louise Pfeffer.
Luke Jacob Morgan.
Joshua Walker Johnson.
Joshua Zikafus.
Matthew Sean Pell.
Noah Patrick Swarney.
Matthew David Velton.
Jeffrey Thomas Whitlinger.
Curtis Moore.
Matthew Sheets.
Connor Alexander Madden.
Scott Middlestat.
Cameron S. Prest.
Brian Michael Radecki.
Kenneth Allen Redland.
Dylan Jeffrey Rhodes.
Michael Patrick Garlock.
George Trey Turner.
Aaron Andrew Berkey.
Nicholas Andrew Laurie.
Sarah Louise Miller.
Daniel James Reft.
Naomi Sloan Crowder.
Robbie Joseph Myers.
Oli Gabenya Isaac Ocean.
Alex Molnar.
James Xuan Lu.
Eric Thomas May.
Dominic Anthony Ameo.
Casey J. Davis.
Alicia Sproul.
Cole Michael Pinney.
Timothy William Jaxie.
Christopher Charles Rash.
Nicholas Daniel Bolton.
Jiadong Song.
Alexandra Paige Bernhard.
Ahmed Tassin Zimo.
Matthew Alexander Allen Anderson.
Gertrude Elizabeth Shaw.
Mason Allen Armburster.
Jacob Hunter Prokopchek.
Courtney Marie Coleman.
Jonathan L. Wells.
Claire Reesing Hall.
Michael S. March.
Olivia Lauren Lanier.
Scott Matthew Petrell.
Laurel Paige Desch.
Alex James Selhorst.
Amy Elizabeth Pierce.
Zachary Eric Schulman.
Orlando Antonio Basanta.
Alexander Thomas Dronzek.
Megan Ashley Novak.
Cody Michael Mackey.
Zachary Joseph Champa.
Justin Scott Lombard.
Nicholas Anthony Rosler.
Joseph Michael Streberneck.
Andrew Jacob Miller.
Julie Renee Stenger.
Alex E. Pomeranning.
Harold Alex Noose.
Jacob Michael Yaniko.
Marshall Allen Willett.
Matthew Thomas Conley.
Robert Anthony McLaughlin.
Benjamin Franklin Collins IV.
Aaron Lynn Tracy.
Brandon D. Gary.
Lakin N. Hatfield.
Kyle S. Jones.
Christopher Joseph Eunice.
Matthew Russell Hart.
Andrew Michael Ritchie.
Matthew David Berdine.
Benjamin Michael Oros.
William Anthony Clark.
Joel C. Zimmer.
Joseph Michael Leonard.
Mason Allen Norris.
Kyle Jared Howley.
Matthew Angelo Wolf.
Emily Ann Forrester.
Benjamin Clark Nassau.
Kyle Daniel Bays.
Ethan Sayers.
Mohammed Hanif Atten.
Guito Alejandro Perez.
Brandon Hugh.
Kyle A. Young.
Jake Yeager Leidacker.
Timothy Watson Taus.
Garrett Taylor Black.
Kyle James Myers.
Nicholas Aaron Beck.
Kayla Buckwhites.
Eric Matthew Hooper.
Zachary J. Zwalin.
Jeffrey Tyler Lucas.
Jonathan Ryan Miller.
Israel Debro.
Ger Wong.
Carl J. Gavlik.
Yoshen Zhang.
Lucas Tyler Applehands.
Joseph Scott.
Tyler James Mauk.
Tyler Benjamin Douglas Ward.
Jared Victor Scott Gold.
Nikayla Janae Taylor.
Jarrell Martin Bennett.
Andrew Jeffrey Michelson.
Jacob Lee Fent.
Andrew Jacob Pepin.
Waylon Cord Hawk.
Matthew Richard Scott.
Ashley Nicole Kittleberger.
Colin Daniel Turkey.
Kyle M. Jarrett.
Sean James Newhouse.
Brady Spencer Cummings.
Justin David Pettit.
Christopher Carl Franzer. Jeremy Michael April.
Mohammed Shariful Fikri Mod Nasser.
Benjamin Lewis Chisty.
Andrew David Whitcomb.
Ross Vincent Lowry.
Danielle R. Patterson.
Robert Allen Dragish.
Amanda Marie McCarskey.
William Stephen Budish.
Alexander Murren Riley.
Charles Kevin Forner Jr.
Philippe Sutton.
Tyler Adam Klein.
Blake Michael McDaniel.
Kyle Christopher Dempsey.
Joseph Aaron Sheets.
Dan Furlot.
Josiah David Yazani Ifhani.
Michael Stanley Kalinowski II.
Adrian Lauren Gabel.
Daniel Ellis Har.
Kaylin Dakota Piles.
Thaddeus Oliver Dixon.
Corey James Rasmussen.
Hayden Allen Gephardt.
Hugh R. Williams.
Sean Alexander Littner.
Neil Nargasheth.
Nicholas Daniel Gittinger.
Brian Robert Schneider.
Alexander Thomas Bradfish.
Michael H. Centeny.
Hideo Okawa.
Douglas Jerome Yeckley.
Ann Lu.
Kevin David Robbins.
Hao Feng Lu.
Xing Yi Wang.
David Joseph Diagnostino.
Zhejiang Zhang.
Alex Michael Kotum.
Shi Sun.
Caitlin Marie Anderson.
Hasma Omar Bahubishi.
Scott Joseph Kennedy.
Brian Fong.
Justin Dan Cotterill.
Sergio Antonio Gonzalez.
Devin Graham Baum.
Pinpeng Ding.
Cameron Scott Boland.
Yue Fang.
Anthony DeJesus Jacobs.
Hanshuan Cheng.
Jeb Thomas Branner.
Derek Claude Gustafson.
John Charles Bruno III.
Lance Powell Jackson.
Benjamin Reed Johnson.
Jerome LaShawn Lacey.
Matthew Wallace Bennett.
Irham Amir Abdullah.
Zachary Paul Halawecki.
Araya R. Faithy.
Sean Gao.
Jonathan T. Hammond.
Jared Emerson Bess.
Matthew Harris Bunidate.
Eric Joseph Blotzer.
Matthew Gast King.
Michael Charles Baker.
Sean Christopher Carbo.
Russell Ventura Gilbert.
Matthew Thomas Levine.
Morgan Elizabeth Haggerty.
Jose Roberto Hernandez.
Gordon William Fleming.
Michael Earl Schwackhamer.
Levi M. Moore.
Swanigan David Ray.
Isaac Gregory Blanford.
Eric Mark Arnold.
Cameron Michael Ford.
Alex Allen McAdams.
Joshua Joseph DeDurso.
Jakaria Deshawn Conway.
Ryan Fawcett.
Logan David Kruger.
Thomas Michael Comer. Tyrell Jermaine Jackson. Luke Allen Eastman. Anna Marie Morales. Kelly Renee Rabley. Cameron Michael Bergoon. Kevin Michael Boland. Mackenzie James Crabtree. Elijah Matthew Rippeth. Anthony Fracasso George.
Will the faculty and staff of University College and the regional campuses please come forward and prepare to greet our graduates? Will the graduates of University College and the regional campuses please proceed to the platform?
Devin Rose Lewison.
Desmond Tishawn Patterson.
Michael Gallo.
Ian Mitchell Wells.
Abigail Colleen Hopkins. Cody Klein.
Sharquea Satea Smith.
Ryan Mitchell Dengate.
Richard Marcellus Moses.
Chelsea Nicole Shurin.
Tina Maharoth.
Claire Madden Chadwick.
Stephen L. Taylor.
Rachel Jean Hunt.
Maurice Daly Endor.
Jeremiah Matthew Evans.
Gregory Winbush.
Ashley Nicole Bunjack.
Zachary John Taylor Snyder.
Alexander Marie Bertke.
Taylor Michael Van Nest.
Charles Buchanan.
Malcolm Bernard Summers.
Grant Benjamin Emoff.
Alexandra Lee Slagle.
Anne Margaret Gieb.
Kenzie Cherie Sweeney.
Alex Bennett Hanhauser.
Francesca Louise Pescara.
Pride Gee.
George Vanderbilt Peck.
Sophia Ann Horsch.
Melanie Elaine Qualls.
Erica Nicole Flanagan.
Molly Elisa Thatcher.
Zachary Levi Walker.
Cody Dean Walker.
Austin Iglowski.
Lauren Tyler Root.
Sarah Nicole Cardenas.
Alexandra Marie Reisinger.
Maria Isis Emily Bartlett.
Shay Wilson.
Evan James Churchiglia.
Melissa Jamie Wells.
Michael Scott Carbow.
Charles Dwayne Mock.
Ramon Jermil Hamilton.
Stephanie Schwartz.
Andrew J. Ewing.
Megan Elizabeth McMahon.
Shayna Gregory Bruton.
Nicholas Newsom.
Tracy Lynn Woods Crabtree.
Robin Scarberry.
Stacy Renee Frisk.
Raymond Lee Schumacher.
Kelly Ann Biederman.
Zachary Richard Stevens.
Mackenzie Ann Carter.
John F. Raymond.
Thomas Peter Burns.
Jeffrey Ronald Salim.
Stephanie Ann Grady.
Luke Charles Pogili.
Andrew Tyler Brewer.
Colin Tyler McAndrew.
Brittany Ann Barrett.
Jamie Alexandria Pollock.
Morgan Nicole Hess.
Megan Marie Bailey.
Matthew Allen Bender.
Rachel Taylor Yarich.
Tyler Scott King.
Michaela Corinne Williams.
Lauren Maurer.
Taylor Nundurfor.
Dina Marie Bensky.
Christina C. Pulley.
Jillian Heather Delavalle.
Kyle Douglas Serrett.
Elsa Helena Josephina Nordhall.
Mariana Rafael Verberer.
Kevin Eaglehart.
Sarah Danielle Stewart.
John Jacob Dawes.
Joseph Nathaniel Weissenberger.
Laura Angela Baker.
Ryan Joseph Priestley.
Michael J. Geese.
Catherine Elaine Yell.
Kimberly Sarah Geither.
Bryce Michael Nicketser.
Matthew Jerry Williams.
Noah James O'Brien.
Matthew Anthony Jipe.
Edward Bradley Miller.
Elizabeth Renea Abshire.
Joanna Rauch.
Heather Brazil Hill.
Jonathan Michael Strickler.
Alexis E. Laurie.
Caitlin Carlene Tuttle.
Dana M. Ludu.
Lindsay Ray Willis.
Matthew John Butler.
Regina Lynn Schreckingast.
Ashton Elizabeth Coons.
Floyd Matthew Rupert.
Yushi Jia.
Matthew Meso.
Anna Franzreb.
Christopher Francis Malinsky.
Margaret Lynn Heighthouse.
Leah Ray Zellers.
Gabriella Tortesini Gulia.
Sarah Elizabeth Steifel.
Zachary James Holzmeyer.
Lindsay K. Yamel.
Rebecca Nicole Bayman.
Justin Guy Swan.
Bryn Elizabeth Latimer.
Mitchell Simmons.
Randall Howard.
Christine Luann Newhart.
Richard Anthony Dillinger.
David E. Schaefer.
Rebecca Glagola.
Todd Michael Steele.
Brooks Robert Hayes.
Melissa Tenney Walls.
Luis A. Anda.
Christina Marie Nydert McKay.
Jennifer Lynn Hayes.
Austin Joseph Jerome Tanner.
Ariel Ashay Bocock.
Gary Willis Stanier Jr.
Johanna Rose Barrow.
Elizabeth Ann Stemple.
Jennifer Blanford.
Joseph Samuel Rosen.
Megan Elizabeth Knapp.
Cheyenne Sakovic.
John Patrick Brown.
Max Benjamin Steinberg.
Lauren N.D. Jones.
Abel Abibi.
Tom Cape.
Stephanie Marie Warren.
Emily Lovensheimer.
Jason Thomas Redinger.
Audrey Clarice Guinsler.
Jordan Ray Crane Smith.
Natalie Nicole Edwards.
Brendan McKinney.
John Burton Johnson.
Jason Stewart.
John Wesley Dean III.
Robert Michael Williams.
Devin James Bass.
Nicholas James Taylor.
Spencer Allen Jones.
Destiny White.
Cassandra Marie Hill.
Kyle Lee Walker.
Brian Michael Boas.
Tiffany Dawn Wendling.
Britt Christopher Donahue.
Melanie Ray Richard.
Caitlin Ann Howard.
Tyler White.
Nicholas Adam Cordell.
Taylor Kendall Smith.
Nina Catherine Luciani.
Carla Dolan.
Tracy Dawn Brewer. Danielle Lynn Heffernan. Hannah Brittany Kinzer. William Ian Lloyd. Lexus Champagne Mercy Davis. Devin Ray Cooper. Abigail McClurdy Clough. Danielle Nicole Roche. Anna Marie Murkowski. Carrie Jo Deaton. Catherine Campbell. Paul Jerios. Brandy L. Hensley. Catherine Mayo. Colin Kenny.
Faculty of the College of Business, please come forward and prepare to greet our graduates. Graduates of the College of Business, please come on down.
Terry James Burkhead.
Robert Jermaine Miller.
James A. Hines.
Dylan Dennis Siragusa.
Caitlin Elizabeth Armitage.
Christine Marie Whitehouse.
Yami Nicole Caldwell.
Kevin Conway McCaw.
Kelly Lynn Hoffer.
Derek Braden Pearls.
Jamie Joe Browning.
Derek Ross Pekrochovich.
Heath Ryan Hawkins.
Matthew Dennis Nolfi.
Evan Lauren Gale.
Maggie Caitlin Valerio.
Corey Robert Jezrowski.
Christina Marie Romanelli.
Kevin John Deegan.
Caitlin Rose Riordan.
Stephen James Crossman.
Michaela Dawn McGaughy.
Ian Robert Apgar.
Joseph Frank Monaco.
Caitlin Marie Lilly.
Tyler Jordan Wright.
Kelsey Elizabeth Beery.
Ryan Allen Miller.
Christopher Scott Hemmons.
Brian Daniel Merklin.
Gary John Dillabow.
Jordan Russell Pransky.
Connor John Gottstein.
Anthony Charles Soriano.
Rachel Leah Jerpak.
Dan Joseph McLaughlin.
Dana Carl Jerpak.
Nicholas James Natoli.
Paige Annette Carlson.
James Thomas Martin.
Rachel Marie Fledge.
Emily Nicole Scarpitti.
Jackson Robert Hollowa.
David Smith.
Casey Michael Hollis.
Ian Yigan Shaw.
Oliver Owen Conway.
Ryan B. Ring.
Louis Asa Freebies.
Michael Mark Renard.
Alex Thomas Mettill.
Michael E. Reinhardt.
Lisa Marie Lau.
Brandon Gerard Underwood.
Surgeon Demonjic.
Noah Voles.
Sean Michael Benegas.
Mark Andrew Robish.
Madison Bates Apple.
Taylor Clay Reed.
Bryce Montgomery Cole.
John Lucas Pontius.
Hao Cheng.
Austin Bauer.
Timothy John Han.
Jessica Leanne Mitchell.
Nicholas Daniel Gates.
Jeffrey T. Miller.
Tyler Walter Bottermuller.
Melanie Ruth Wilson.
Mary Frances Kirkpatrick.
Connor Patrick Souza.
Kaylee Adrian Copeland.
Bradley Stephen Medinger.
Lang Carter.
Abigail Naomi Strode.
Claire Elise Ernst.
Sarah Ann Schenkelberg.
Sarah Marie Granger.
Rebecca Marie Ream.
Lindsay Morgan Jurina.
Samuel Thomas Mercury.
Dylan Alexander Gustafson.
Zihang Yin.
Senyu Kai.
Jiyu Wang.
Yushi Lee.
Julia Wang.
Yi Chen.
Lili Zhao.
Li Gao.
Yu Sheng.
Yong Kao.
Shengqi Zhu.
Kaylee E.
Dylan Matthew Metz.
Shaiwen Cao.
Bridget Elizabeth Stein.
Shuang Li.
Stephen Joseph Witt.
Shuyu Lu.
Alyssa Jacqueline Strzezuski.
Regia Chen.
Kathleen Murray Matheson.
Erica Morgan Frank.
Patrick Thomas O'Brien.
Aaron Linia Blankenship.
Timothy Sheehan.
Eileen A. Klein.
Ronald Frederick Price.
Alex W. Kirk.
Daniel Ryan Martin.
Corin Elizabeth Harris.
Gregory Thomas Plachcha.
Brooke Susan Hastings.
Richard Allen Zaleski.
Sarah Elizabeth Dowerman.
Haley Dean McCandless.
Julia Michelle Galinsky.
Danielle Nicole McLone.
Emily Rosemary Green.
Scott Christopher McInall.
Mackenzie Marie Klein.
David Francis Trame.
Erin Catherine Foreman.
Megan O'Connor.
Rachel Catherine Hammer.
Joseph Christopher Palmieri.
Shay Christian Tervin.
Julie Rong.
Amber Nicole Altick.
Belu Zhang.
Nicholas Leo Ferrara.
Momalu B. Sheriff.
Theodora Francesca Kasadowskis.
Brett Andrew Moore.
Nicholas Lee Luley.
Margaret Mary Quintana.
Ian Davis Groupman.
Paige Rudy Fitzwater.
Christopher Charles Bowman.
Amelia Ann Asicki.
Zane Barclay Holmes.
Madeline Louise Berry.
Kyler A. Lurs.
Thomas Farrell Kilbane.
Andrew Joseph Karff.
Lucas Benedict Scheifarth.
Eric Michael Barwach.
Tyler Warren Wood.
Denisa Maria Jacob.
Stephen Michael Wagner.
Miranda K. Dusky.
Taylor Maisie Matthews.
Kayla Jaleel Brown.
Alexis Lane Myers.
Jordan Alexandria Tramble.
Angela Zahorsky.
Candace Shakri Jemelson.
Benjamin Maskey.
Matthew Roland Hedberg.
Mitchell Scott Sieber.
Xiaolang Huang.
Evan James Whalen.
Sin Chu.
John Miller Steigerwalt.
Hyman Peng.
Li Wang.
Cameron Colton Heitland.
Wei Yu Wong.
James Frederick Benicki.
Hao Zhang.
Gregory Paul Goldbatch.
Hongji Ma.
Jeremy Matthew Cronk.
Jin Zhang.
Stephen Gerard Givers.
Jin Wang Yon.
Taylor Michael Amodi.
Ching Zhou.
Kenton T. Ellis.
Anthony Vincento Pertle.
Tyler Beckwith.
Catherine Patricia McDermott.
Logan Michael Dwyer.
Ashley Ray Curtin.
Gregory Lawrence DeMario.
Carly Christine Sinacropi.
Andrew Quinn Clark.
Allison Christine Payalonga.
Emily Colette Briggs.
Kevin Bowman Rome.
Sherame Macy Hill.
Thomas Stephen Petrus.
Julianne Kelly Lechner.
Nicholas Joseph Marchionda.
Colin Dean Eberhardt.
Adam Christopher Motz.
Matthew Joseph Batista.
Colin Joseph Potts.
Michael Anthony Eckstein.
Daniel Jeffrey Wyrick.
Joseph Scott Drensky Jr.
Ryan David Vibert.
Generina Carmela Capasso.
Melissa Nicole Straub.
Elise Lauren Castle.
Morgan Grace Roberts.
Robin Marie Klein.
Killian James Villu.
Brian Michael Ziak.
Ryan David Sanders.
Aaron P. Leopold.
Josiah Stephen Myers.
Seamus Michael Day.
Xiaoyan Zhang.
Timothy Patrick Egan.
Laurel Catherine Monroe.
Chelsea Michelle Cox.
Sarah Nicole Zablotny.
Kathleen Ann Hanratty.
Shelley Hope Schooler.
Margaret Jean Abajic.
Katie Michelle Riggleman.
Alexa Lee Kessler.
Emma Ruth Nappy.
Kaylin Ann Clark.
Jennifer Lorena Mazzola.
Christopher John Anderson.
Jing Wang.
Kayla Minier.
Zi Yang.
Patrick James Clark.
Mark Andrew Schwidgable.
James Benson Hankins III.
Logan James Crow.
Riley Philip Kirkland.
Zachary Tyler Robbins.
Zachary Raymond Holmes.
J. Patrick Wild.
Richard Augusta Holler.
Richard Carter Martinez.
Kaylee Elizabeth Henry.
Nicholas Andrew Pierce.
Douglas Brian Coney.
Brittany Morgan Somerville.
Tyler Richard Dolance.
Tyler Natoshin.
Josh Benjamin Wright Barclay.
Jane Louise Bolden.
Alexander David Darsing.
Nicole Helen Saltstein.
Peter James Argus.
Carter Treen Phillips.
Tyler Matthew Hansen.
Ji Chang.
Michael George Cazales.
Yui Yu.
Michael Louis Colosmino.
Xiao Yang.
Stephen Arnold Fogel.
Yayi Ji.
Jeffrey David Haney.
Lucas Scott Powell.
Kevin S. Carpenter.
Ben Russell.
Garrett Michael Couch.
Darius Jarrell Vick.
Alec Anthony Borland.
David Michael York.
Haley Hess.
Jordan Scott Murray.
Ryan Alexander Fogarty.
Zachary Scott Spall.
Danielle Nicole Brehan.
Caleb Patrick Valeka.
Elizabeth Marie Flatting.
Nathan Joe Staley.
Tucker James Sorrell.
Taylor Ray Sankey.
Jacob Mark Frieder.
Meredith C. Pickrell.
Cody Bowling.
Nina Marie Lawless.
Jacob Thomas Grant.
Zachary Ellen Urbanchik.
Tyler Wayne Hammond.
Amanda Jean Thompson.
Nicholas Mark Hittner.
Christine M. Woods.
Anton Joseph Nat.
Carly Rochelle Sharpman.
Hudson Clark.
Kinsey Alexandria Weisinger.
Jenna Marie Lair.
Monica Yehedeus Saliero.
Rachel Morgan Steffen.
Derek J. Mazurowski.
Brenna Kathleen Burry.
Colin R. McAuliffe.
Seth Robert Everhart.
Zachary Todd Risch.
Colton Joe Coreno.
Benjamin Paul Nichols.
James M. Gehring.
Joao Ribeiro.
Yihan Fu.
Douglas Brent Sidwell.
Mo Ching Huang.
Jacob Sugar.
Li Ying Cheng.
Tyler Lee Wells.
Wenru Lee.
Tyler A. Pliss.
Bo Lian.
Eric T. Smith.
Donglin Chang.
Nicholas C. Pliss.
Xiao Lin. Dustin Lee Kelly.
Shilpa Shateri Tapilia.
Matthew David Keenan.
Tessa Marie Schramm.
Reed Anderson.
Cecily Jana Sexton.
Andrew John Black.
Christian Michael Morgan.
Brian Joseph Vida.
Aaron Bridget Reed.
Kelsey Sue Rothfuss.
Samuel Robert Thompson.
John Martin Schenkelberg.
Scott David Brendamore.
Sarah Elizabeth Stark.
Archie Monroe Weinset.
Jordan Renee Fridley.
Jeff Robert Stein.
James Alfred Greaves Beatles IV.
Brandon Michael Starr.
Thomas Charles Gilchrist.
Tyler David Specht.
Jeffrey T. Bowers.
Ashley Elizabeth Neven.
Robert Butler LeBaire.
Matthew Benjamin Turner.
Carl Bradley Marco.
Elliot William Wood.
Colin Reese Ernst.
Michael John Parente.
Rex Michael Belcher.
Michael Jeffrey Travers.
William Francis Keir.
Margot Shannon Roddy.
Benjamin Dilg.
Kate Maria Grady.
Carrie Lee Borchers.
Reed Franklin Maurer.
Jessica Lynn Bendakis.
Seth Michael Schwartz.
Robert Victor Kissel.
William Alexander Sayer.
Albert Quinn Fox.
Lauren Elizabeth Menardo.
Dylan S. Craner.
Adam Eckhoff.
Jordan Charles Jacob.
Tanner Gregory Sprong.
Arjun Setharaman.
Tucker M. Scove.
Samuel Ellis Covert.
Mackenzie Maureen Callender.
Marissa K. Coons.
Michaela Marie Keaton.
Corey James Porter.
Matthew Joseph Rial.
Rachel Christina Reese.
Maura Rose Weir.
Caitlin M. Butler.
Jacob R. Triviano.
Kevin Joseph Loeb.
Kyle Andrew Workman.
Alan Joseph Shute.
Holly Ann Schaefer.
Byron Booker.
Samantha June Patanios.
Grant M. Hesser.
Ben Shockley.
Cullen Dean Chalakambi.
Max Rafferty Ziramenko.
Michael Christopher Baroth.
Mary Janine Robertson.
Nicole Patricia Byrne.
Nicholas John Godey.
Vid An Hung.
Jinru Zhao.
Kevin Michael Bazzoli.
Zhouying Zhang.
Spartak Chino.
Wancheng Wu.
Sean Flaherty.
Andrew Stephen O'Brien.
Harrison H. Hightower.
Connor William Minnick.
William Nathaniel Heidman.
Kelly Marie Zandy.
David James Evanshaw.
Victoria Lynn Romano.
Kirsten Elizabeth Frank.
Greg Miles Wickerham.
Samantha Jane Klein.
Dylan Michael Ellerbrock.
Sarah Deem Herbal.
Christopher Warren Schroeder.
Molly Lynn Harrigan.
Brian Patrick Waldron.
Danielle Ray Kelly.
Kevin Christopher Frazee.
Zach Eweiss.
Tyler C. Rose.
Jeff John Bickus.
Nathan James Delatorre.
Mark Gregory Gallenstein.
Paul Dimitro Sergi.
Ryan James Sutton.
Tyler Jeffrey Benson.
Chad Michael Squires.
Jared David Moss.
Rhett Allen Hensel.
Gregory Michael Reynolds.
Matthew Keir Gibson Hambrick.
Connor Briggs.
Timothy David Waz.
John Wesley Harper.
Jason Christopher Giroux.
Ryan William Elkins.
Andrew Michael Jeffries.
Daniel Joseph Beaufait.
Dakota Shea Junilot.
Zachary J. Goffina.
Zach Vincent Graham.
Anthony DeCesar.
Leah Suzanne Grant.
Josh Halen Aldrich.
Jill E. Lucas.
Rami Christine Betts.
Yannon Hahn.
Jack Tom Clancy.
Connor Forrest Kive.
Samantha Ann Sarasi.
Jordan Paul Crace.
Rebecca Elizabeth DeSanto.
Trey Michael Kaiser.
Jonathan Eli Bibler.
Jeremy Stephen Badley.
Zachary Justin Ernstoff.
Douglas Robert Cummings.
Jarrett William Bednarchik.
Clay James Lease.
Anthony Paul Fiorni.
Daniel Martin Fahrenkopf.
Matthew David Kohler.
Justin R. Baldwin.
Matthew Francis Hengst.
Ryan Christopher Benning.
Thomas Daniel Kazanis.
Kyle Albert Lamb.
Alexander Thomas Bush.
Maxwell Atten Hitchcock.
Andrea M. Kefalos.
Austin Lee Fox.
Delaney Marie Foley.
Ryan William Bainbridge.
Jimmy M. Beatty.
Jeremiah David Helly.
Sarah Ann Isabella Richards.
Mark Andrew Boyle.
Tara Elizabeth Flowers.
Eric William Larson.
William Berkeley Glockner.
Connor Thomas Lucas.
Pratik Harish Bakwani.
Dan Feng He.
Xuan Yang.
Xiyan Zhang.
Sean Mackenzie Clunan.
Will the faculty of the College of Fine Arts please come forward and prepare to greet our graduates. Graduates, will you please come forward and proceed to the platform?
Gregory Michael Atkin.
David Foster.
Tess Fontaine Stevens.
Unique Brownlee.
Chambrion Yvonne Treadwell.
John Oliver Brown VI.
Joshua Daniel Leeson.
Christopher Thomas Eagle.
Elizabeth Bradley Johnson.
Lauren Ann Winters.
Kayla Marie Vogel.
Lee Justine Reinmurray.
Autumn Marie Brewer.
Angela Louise Steen.
Julia Suzanne Moncrief.
Gina Nicole Rabolino.
David Vasquez.
Ethan Alexander Schultz.
Connor Matthew Baker.
Kelly Louise Gallagher.
Kevin Richard Arsenuig.
Rocco Joseph Zapia.
Garrett Harding Hood.
Matthew Corey Makita.
Rebecca Sarah Sebo.
Corinne Alexis Richards.
Caitlin C. Flynn.
Abigail Marie Collins.
Bethany Louise Logan.
Katie Francis Eastman.
Curtis Elliott Johnson.
Sarah Lansing Vest.
Anna Elizabeth Scott.
Jade Alexa Victoria Boyd.
Jasmine Grace Shafley.
Courtney Jean Garner.
Caitlin Ann Gately.
Samantha Nicole Bruner.
Matthew I. Simmers.
Jordan Noel Hibner.
Crystal D. Deddy.
Austin Michael Boriton.
Maria Teresa Williams.
Angela Ryan Starosta.
Anna Christine Eltringham.
Caitlin Nicole Rudolph.
Ellen Christine Antes.
Alexandra Lynn Brewster.
Victoria J. Mark.
Justin Donald Keller.
Sarah Ann Richardson.
Jeremiah Nelson Myers.
Yuhee Kim.
Riley Megan Thuer.
Mike Thomas Driscoll.
Jennifer Marie Lee.
Caitlin Elizabeth Frisbee.
Chwansa Liu.
Christian James Vogelsang.
Rebecca Michelle Algeyer.
Isaac Paul Zika.
Sean Patrick Rickey.
Jacob Fitzgerald Schlarth.
LaDon Dominique Manuel.
David Turner Matthews.
Katie Marie Johnstone.
Eli Rexford Chambers.
Ava Marie Cheney.
Jessica Marie Lipscomb.
Bella Elaine Castillo.
Aaron Matthew Campbell.
Meg Beers.
Lindsay Brooke Toll.
Ben Raymond Behrens.
Amanda Marie Stywick.
Joseph James Ambrose.
Kyle D. Marks.
Kyle Daniel Hannon.
Louis Philip Showalter.
Alicia Ann Heyman.
Michelle D. Carpenter.
Rachel Michelle Ertl.
Kevin James Nice.
Gabrielle Ann Vitu.
Christopher Michael Crawford.
Lauren Taylor Wright.
Max William Gearhart.
Catherine Justine Leppert.
Paul Russell Hess.
Kiana Catherine Marie Ottinger.
Thomas James Corey.
Kelsey Renee Reef.
Rebecca Gloria Danielle Gearhart.
Grace Elizabeth Arndt.
Angelo Joseph Sylvester.
Emily Ann Burton.
Joseph E. Brinkle.
Abby Kathleen Potts. Kendra Joy Fabing. Peter Anthony Zeisler. Hongmo Liu. Bianca Sage Gary. Kristen Louise Hutchins. James Jerome Millhouse. And our last, Christopher George Willie.